Alright everybody, welcome back to KSP. If the game looks a little bit different, I've been playing around with the resolution because of course I have to play in window mode, otherwise the game crashes. Very annoying. Well, anyway, as you can see, I collected the necessary signs. All I really did was I just went out to the tundra, got jack squat from the tundra. No wait, the tundra is what I got everything from. The desert I didn't get jack squat from. But it does now allow me to buy the last thing I really desperately wanted to buy, which is this. And actually technically this and these as well. But mostly these two. Which I think it's that one that I want. It's the bigger one. Don't really care. So let's see what all we have now. Ooh, altimeter. I could really use that. I can't even look at that. Wow. So now you guys get the wonderful pleasure of seeing me faff about building my new lab section. Yeah. Alright, so we're done there. So we need to rebuild the lab section and send the lab section up. And what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm actually going to send the lab section up and get to the moon in this episode. And in the next episode we will do some lunar exploration. So as you can see, here are all of my new solar panels. I will demonstrate them for you in a moment. Yeah, okay, cool. As soon as I remember where everything is. Okay, got that. That's why I was over here, was because I needed that. There you are. Bam. Alright. Oh, damn it. Yeah, you guys are right. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to fast forward through this because, of course, you guys have already seen all this. If you have seen it once, you've seen it 100 times. So we'll skip to post and let you guys watch this at a higher speed. Alright? Fantastic. Alright, guys. So I got this down to about a little under 10 minutes. Right? Which is possibly like the fastest I've ever done this. If you notice any cuts or anything like that, I had to go back to the Space Center. You can probably notice, at the very least, you might notice some stuff on the ship is slightly different than others. That's strange. Well, anyway. Right, so once I got everything set up, everything went actually fairly well. I ended up changing out the solar panels for different ones because it turned out that the solar panels I put on were 1x6 panels, and the 1x6 panels would have collided with each other. So you see me testing the panels there to make sure. The ones I switched them out with were 2x3. Oops, sorry about that. So I said everything went surprisingly well. I mean, we managed to get into space. I got everything docked up, and as you'll see later on, I actually also managed to get the whole assembly out to the moon. I'm a bit worried because I didn't use the same size tank that I did the first time. So it's a little bit... It doesn't have nearly as much fuel this time around as it should. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to it anyway. You see a little jump cut there. I basically just cut everything out while I was trying to catch up with the station and get everything all nice and lined up. So I didn't bother docking the station, docking the lab section with the station, because why would I bother docking it with the lab section with the station if I'm just going to undock it again and send it to the moon? So I just pulled it up, kind of pulled it alongside, and let it sit there. I love when those solar panels. I don't know how I feel about those solar panels. I like them, but I don't know if it's gonna cause a problem. Like, I mean, it shouldn't cause a problem, but I mean, I don't know how I feel about the way they look. So, I don't know. It's not a bad solar array. Right now, you see me faffing with this tank station because what I decided to do was I was going to take the fuel and monopropellant from this portion of it, dump it into the other section, and then deorbit this section, which you'll see me deorbit this at the end. Nice explosion for you guys. Just to kind of wrap up a nice, quick, short KSP episode. We will be going back to the moon next time. As I said, I'm already there in orbit. All I have to do is just start collecting science. So we'll do that our next time around. And I actually think I may have thrown the station off orbit a little bit with the docking that up. So you'll notice that I, like, towards the end, after I separate the new section from the station, I try and get the station's orbit reset. I think it worked. Hopefully it didn't cause too many problems, but I guess we'll have to find that out later. Also, the other reason why I'm not using that section to go to the moon is because the last time I used that big rocket engine, it broke the section. So I'm using the smaller ones, and I'm doing everything very, very gently to try and make sure that everything goes well. I also have to transfer my crew over because otherwise, well, you have to have 2 people in the lab section in order for the lab to work for some stupid reason. But everything on the station is automated anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And so yeah, everything worked out fairly well. Like I said, next time I do a recording, we'll be at the moon. So this is just kind of a quick little demonstration, I guess you could say, of what I was doing in the meantime. I've had a lot of stuff going on this week. A lot of recording. I mean, literally, I've got about 6 different videos I'm having to edit today, and it doesn't look like I'm going to make it in time. Actually, I can tell you right now with 100% certainty I'm not going to make it in time. So I'm going to have to do some editing tomorrow. KSP almost always takes the longest because, of course, I have to do post-commentary. And post-commentary, the only reason post-commentary is bad is because post-commentary means that I'm having to sit here and do nothing but post-commentary for, in this case, what, 5 minutes? So yeah, that really, really hurts my time here. Dang, and you know what I just realized? I realized that I time accelerated through a section of this tape that I really didn't want to time accelerate through. So what you see me doing here is I'm trying to get a gauge on how much fuel I'm going to need to get back. And what I was going to do was I was going to transfer the fuel out from the ship and into the lab section, but decided not to. I figured I'd just run with it. So now I'm taking everything off, getting everything prepped and ready to get this other section deorbited, and we'll get that taken down, and that'll be the end of this episode. So yeah, there you see me trying to reset the station because it kind of got a little bit off. So we're going to deorbit this, and actually, to tell you the truth, the game actually crashed after this, but I was too lazy to restart and go back and do everything. I don't really see the point. Everything on this section actually worked out exactly as I wanted it. It ran out of fuel, or mostly ran out of fuel, before it came down. So, alright guys, I'm gone. And to that, I'm going to say, sayonara.